The storm over Varelian Ridge was unlike anything Captain Marcus Hale had ever seen. The sky twisted with blue lightning, thick rolling clouds, and sharp winds that cut across the rocks like knives. The moment he stepped out of his small survey craft, the air felt heavy and electric, like the planet itself was holding its breath. Marcus adjusted his breathing mask and scanned the area with his handheld tracker. Nothing but static. But something felt wrong. Too quiet. Too still. Too heavy. He took a few steps forward, boots sinking into the cracked soil. The ridge stretched endlessly into darkness, broken only by strange glowing plants and smoky craters as if something had fallen from the sky recently. Then, a distant boom echoed across the canyon. Marcus's head snapped up. Another explosion, and then a sound he recognized instantly. A distress beacon. Weak. Unstable. Fading. He tapped his comm. "Command, this is Hale. I caught a distress signal. Very weak. Sending coordinates." But all he got back was static. The storm was blocking communications. Marcus took a deep breath. "All right, guess I'm on my own." He followed the fading beacon deeper into the canyon, pushing past heavy winds and scattered debris, his flashlight cutting through thick mist. After 5 long minutes, he saw it. A glowing escape pod half buried in the canyon wall, smoke rising from a ruptured engine. Alien design. Smooth silver metal, carved markings along the hull, and faint purple light beating like a dying heart. Marcus ran forward. "Hello? Is anyone alive?" He heard nothing, until a soft, broken voice answered. "P, please." Marcus froze. There was someone inside. He forced open the twisted hatch, metal screeching as he pulled it apart. The smoke inside burned his eyes, but he pushed through it. And then he saw her. A young alien woman, barely conscious, slumped against a flickering control panel. Her skin was a shimmering pale blue, decorated with gently glowing lines running across a body like rivers of light. Her hair, silver and soft, hung over her face, wet with blood from a cut on her forehead. But what caught Marcus's attention was the center of her chest, a glowing circular mark, bright but locked, sealed tightly like a mechanical iris refusing to open, and fluctuating in dangerous patterns. Marcus stepped closer. "Hey, can you hear me?" Her head lifted slowly. Her eyes, they were stunning, bright violet, full of pain, full of fear. "You, human," she whispered, voice trembling. Don't touch me. My core, it's sealed. It won't open." Marcus knelt beside her, careful not to touch the glowing mark. "What happened?" She winced, tried to activate emergency core to survive the crash, but it didn't open. It should open. It always opens. But mine is sealed. Too tight. Too locked. Marcus frowned. "What does your core do?" She squeezed her eyes shut as another pulse of pain hit her. "Life support, energy flow, healing. If it stays sealed, I will die." The words hit Marcus like a fist. Okay, tell me what to do. How do we open it?" Her eyes opened weakly. "No one can, except..." She hesitated, trembling. Marcus leaned closer. "Except who?" "Except someone whose energy matches the seal pattern. Someone with calm presence. Someone whose touch won't shock the car further." Marcus blinked. "And how am I supposed to know if I match your seal pattern?" She struggled to speak, every breath shallow, every word painful. "You don't. The core chooses, if it feels safe." Marcus looked around the broken pod. Fire. Sparks. A weak life form with seconds ticking away. He took a deep breath. "Then I'll let your core choose." He reached out slowly, not touching her, letting her see his hand first. She stared at it, eyes wide with uncertainty. "Human, you don't understand. If the core rejects you, it will hurt you. Badly." Marcus smiled gently. "I'll take the risk." Her lips parted in shock. "Why?" she whispered. "Because you're alive. That's reason enough." Her glowing eyes softened, like no one had ever spoken to her that way before. Marcus slowly placed his fingertips near the core seal, not touching it yet. "Tell me your name," he said softly. She swallowed. "Lyra." Lyra, Marcus repeated gently. I'm Marcus. I'm here to help. Lyra's breathing quickened. I'm scared, Marcus. Michael, it's hurting. It feels like burning inside. He nodded. I know, but I'm not leaving you. His fingertips touched the core seal. Lyra gasped sharply, as if a spark ran through her whole body. But the core didn't reject him. Instead, it glowed softly, warmer, calmer. Lyra stared at him, eyes wide. It's responding to you. Marcus pressed his palm gently over the glowing circle. A soft hum vibrated through his skin. Not painful, just unusual, like touching warm light. Lyra trembled. Human energy. It's matching the seal. How? I have no idea, Marcus said with a breathless laugh. Lyra leaned her head back, breathing softly as the seal loosened slightly. Just a tiny opening. Her eyes watered. It opened a little. Marcus, no one has ever done that. Marcus smiled softly. Let's keep going. He put a bit more pressure, slow and steady. Her core responded again. Glow brightening, pulses smoothing out. Lyra gasped weakly. It's working. Marcus, you're doing it. Marcus stayed focused. Tell me if the pain gets worse. Lyra shook her head. No, the pain is less. Your touch, it's calming, soothing. The core, trust you. He slowly worked his fingers along the sealed edges, helping the core loosen further. It wasn't mechanical, it was biological. It felt like warm, living energy responding to rhythm and intention. Lyra arched slightly, not in pain but relief. She whispered, almost crying. No one has ever opened a seal core. Humans should not be able to do this. Marcus looked into her eyes. Then maybe humans are better than you think. A small laugh escaped her lips, weak but genuine. But the moment didn't last. The pod suddenly shook. Marcus turned sharply. Outside, in the distance, 3 large shadows moved through the storm. Lyra's eyes widened in terror. No. What are they? Marcus asked urgently. Hunters, she whispered. They track seal cores. They destroy the damaged. They are coming for me. Marcus clenched his jaw. Not on my watch. Lyra tried to sit up but cried out in pain. Marcus, please, don't leave me. My core will close again. He quickly gripped her hand. I won't leave. We'll move together. He slid one arm under her back, the other under her knees, lifting her gently. She winced, but also relaxed slightly as her core touched his chest, glowing faintly where their bodies aligned. The core responded instantly. Lyra's breath steadied. You're stabilizing me, she whispered in awe. You're truly unlocking it. Marcus carried her out of the smoking pod. The storm roared. Thunder cracked. Hunters moved closer. Lyra clung weakly to Marcus's suit. Marcus, if the car closes again, I will not survive. He tightened his grip around her and whispered, Then I'll keep it open, as long as it takes. Her eyes softened, filled with trust, fear, hope, everything mixed at once. The hunters roared. Marcus stepped back from the ridge. He spoke calmly. Lyra, we're getting out of here. I'm not letting them touch you. Her core pulsed warmly against his chest. You are different from any human I ever heard about. Marcus grinned slightly. The storm's fury tore across Verelian Ridge. Lightning split the sky in jagged blue streaks. Thunder rolled like a drum across the jagged cliffs. Marcus Hale sprinted, carrying Lyra as her core pulsed weakly against his chest. Each pulse was a reminder of how fragile she was, how little time they had. The escape pod lay behind them, barely recognizable beneath burning debris and twisted metal. Sparks flew as remnants of the wreckage ignited. Hunters would be drawn to the site soon. They always were. No wounded core went unnoticed. Lyra's voice trembled, soft but urgent. Marcus, my core, it feels unstable again. The pain. I can't survive if it closes. Marcus glanced at her. Her glowing chest markings flickered violently with every movement. I know, he said, voice calm but urgent. That's why I'm carrying you. We'll stabilize it. You trust me, right? Lyra nodded weakly. I have no choice. Marcus ducked beneath a fallen beam. The rain pelted him like icy needles. Each step was treacherous, the rocks slick and jagged. Hunters' roars echoed through the canyon, growing louder with every passing second. They're coming, Lyra whispered, pressing her face against his shoulder. I know, Marcus said, but we're not stopping. He spotted a narrow crevice between two cliffs, partly hidden by glowing vegetation. It looked like a cave, small but deep enough to hide them for now. Hey, Marcus said, we can regroup inside, and I'll try to help your call further. Lyra weakly lifted her head. You can stabilize it here. Marcus nodded. I'll do my best. Just trust me. The moment they entered the cave, Marcus set her down gently on a flat, slightly sloped rock. Her legs were trembling, body exhausted. Her core markings flickered softly, like faint stars struggling to stay lit. Marcus crouched in front of her. Lie back a little. Stay calm. Breathe slowly. Lyra exhaled shakily. It hurts, Marcus, every second. Marcus placed his hands over her glowing chest markings, careful not to push or twist. The core hummed faintly against his palms, its light dim and erratic. It's okay, he whispered. I'm here. You're not alone. Her pupils widened, glowing faintly. I feel something. It's responding to you. Warmth, stability. Marcus smiled faintly. That's the core trusting me. It knows I won't let it fail. She gasped softly. No human, ever. Before he could respond, the cave shook. Dust and small rocks fell from the ceiling. Hunters had reached the ridge above. Their red sensors scanned the entrance, searching for any sign of movement. They're close, Marcus said, standing to shield her body with his own. Lyra's core flickered violently. Marcus, hurry, or I'll... Her voice faltered. I'll collapse. He knelt back down and pressed his hand firmly, rhythmically, over her core. Stay with me, Lyra. Focus on my voice. Ignore them. You're safe with me. The core pulsed in response. Its flickering slowed. Warmth spread through her body, mixing with a faint blue glow. Marcus felt it too, a subtle hum, like energy sinking between them. Marcus, she whispered, weak but awed. Your energy, it's stabilizing me. I told you, we'll get through this, he said. I'm not leaving. Not now. Not ever. The cave shook again, bigger this time. A massive hunter had jumped into the canyon, landing with a crash that rattled the walls. Its red visor glowed like fire, scanning for life signatures. Lyra's core pulsed violently at the hunter's presence. Pain ran across her chest, but Marcus held her steady. Not yet. Not today, he said firmly. The hunter lunged. Marcus grabbed a fallen rock and swung it at the hunter's arm, slowing its strike. Sparks flew as metal scraped against stone. The hunter roared in frustration. Lyra weakly pushed against Marcus. I want to help. You're too weak, Marcus said softly. Your core isn't stable enough for direct action. You need to stay calm. But, she whispered, eyes pleading, if I collapse, it's over. Marcus squeezed her hand. I won't let that happen. Your core is opening slowly because of me. Just stay with me. They locked eyes. Her fear mixed with trust. He could see it reflected in the flickering blue glow of her core. Marcus noticed something strange. The light pulsing into his hands felt like warmth, like energy flowing back into him. It made him stronger, faster, more aware. Lyra, your core, it's sinking with me, he said softly. Her eyes widened. Yes, it feels right, safe, not pain. The next attack came faster. 2 more hunters leaped from the canyon walls, converging on their position. Marcus positioned himself in front of Lyra, his arms raised, shielding her fragile body. The first hunter's clawed arm slashed across the air. Marcus ducked. The second hunter attempted to flank them. Marcus grabbed a metal rod lying nearby, swinging it with precision, knocking one hunter off balance. Lyra watched, her glowing markings reacting with each movement. The core responded to his energy, pulsing stronger with every strike, stabilizing further. Marcus, it's working, she whispered. Your presence, Your pulse, it's opening my core. I told you, Marcus said, panting. We do this together. He swung at the first hunter, using the edge of a broken panel to slam against its knee joint. Sparks flew. The hunter staggered. Lyra's core flayed, bathing the cave in soft blue light. The two energies, human and alien, merged in a subtle rhythm. Marcus felt the flow, steadying both of them. The third hunter lunged. Marcus barely sidestepped, rolling behind Lyra to shield her body. She pressed weakly against him. Marcus, I trust you, she whispered, trembling. I know, he said, and that's why you're safe. Focus on that. The hunters hesitated, sensing the core's energy. The light from Lyra's chest now formed a subtle barrier, emanating outward, not fully visible, but enough to slow the attackers. Marcus took a deep breath, placing his other hand on her back. Now stay with me. We finish this together. The hunters attacked again. Sparks, dust, and the sound of metal clashing filled the cave. Marcus moved instinctively, blocking, dodging, striking, protecting Lyra. Each pulse of energy from her core seemed to empower him, giving him reflexes he never knew he had. Lyra's glowing marking flared, then steadied. Marcus, my core, I can feel it, safe, because of you. He nodded, sweat dripping down his face. We'll get through this. The final hunter charged, but Marcus sidestepped, grabbed a fallen metal beam, and rammed it into the hunter's joints. The creature stumbled. Lyra's core pulsed in resonance. Together, human and alien, they pushed back the attackers. Each strike, each movement, was synced. The blue glow radiated stronger now. Finally, the last hunter fell, motionless. Silence returned to the canyon. Marcus lowered himself beside Lyra. You did it. We did it, he whispered. Her breathing slowed. Her eyes glowed softly. Marcus, I can feel everything stable, safe. He smiled faintly. That's because we did it together. Your core and my determination. Lyra's gaze met his. I owe you more than I can say. Marcus shook his head. No debts, just trust and survival. Outside, the storm began to ease. The canyon lit softly by the retreating lightning. The hunters lay defeated, their red eyes dark. Lyra reached for Marcus, weakly pressing her hand against his chest. This bond, human, I will never forget. Marcus nodded, and I won't either. The canyon was quiet now. Blue lightning still crackled across the distant sky, but the storm's fury had lessened. Marcus Hale stood beside Lyra, keeping his hand firmly pressed against her glowing core. The energy pulse was steady, warm, safe. For the first time since the crash, Lyra could breathe without trembling. But the peace was short-lived. A deep, metallic roar echoed through the canyon. Marcus froze. He turned to see 5 more hunters leaping over the ridge, their red visors blazing, scanning every crevice, every shadow. Lyra's eyes widened. No, not again. Marcus, we can't hold them all. Marcus shook his head. We don't have to hold them all. We just have to survive long enough for your core to fully awaken. She looked at him with fear and uncertainty, but the calm in his voice gave her a fragile hope. I trust you, she whispered. My core, it responds to you. You must not falter. Marcus swallowed hard. I won't. Not now. Not ever. The first hunter lunged toward them, claws extended. Marcus grabbed a jagged metal panel from the pod wreckage and swung it, deflecting the blow. Sparks flew, cutting through the dim light of the canyon. Lyra staggered slightly, but Marcus held her upright. His hand remained on her chest. He could feel her core pulsing in rhythm with his own heartbeat, growing stronger with every breath, every strike, every moment of trust. Marcus, it's surging, she whispered. I feel energy inside me flowing to you. Good, he panted. That means we're ready. Another hunter leaped from above. Marcus ducked and rolled behind a boulder. Lyra gripped his shoulder, her glowing hands trembling slightly. You must focus. Marcus, your pulse, guide me, she gasped. Marcus looked down at her. I'm ready. Show me how. Lyra placed both her hands over his, her core glowing brighter than ever. A soft hum filled the canyon, resonating through Marcus's body. He could feel strength flowing into him, speed, reflexes, clarity. He moved like never before, instinct guiding every step. The hunters attacked again. One clawed at Marcus's shoulder, another swung for Lyra, but their combined energy shielded her completely. Sparks flew as claws met the invisible barrier of sync human-alien power. Lyra's voice rang out. Marcus, trust me, now. Marcus nodded. I trust you. She pressed fully against his chest. Their energies merged in a visible blue pulse that shot through the canyon like a living wave. The hunters screeched as the light hit them, forcing them to stagger backward. Marcus seized the moment. He grabbed the nearest hunter, using his newfound strength to push it off balance. Lyra's core flared violently, a wave of energy sweeping over the rest of the hunters. They fell back, momentarily stunned. Marcus, it's working, she whispered. The seal, it's opening completely. He gritted his teeth, swinging a metal pipe at the largest hunter. Sparks and broken circuits flew as the creature roared. Every pulse from Lyra's core guided his movements, stabilizing his balance and fortifying his strikes. Suddenly, the largest hunter lunged for Lyra. Marcus threw himself in front of her. Lyra pressed her hands against his chest, pulses sinking, core glowing like a blazing star. Energy shot outward, forming a protective wave around them. The hunter was thrown backward, crashing against the rocks. Lyra gasped, tears in her eyes. Marcus, I feel alive again, my core fully open. He smiled faintly, exhaustion heavy in his limbs. We did it, together. The remaining hunters roared in frustration and retreated slightly, sensing the strange bond that had formed. Marcus stood protectively in front of Lyra. Her chest glowed steadily now, strong, vibrant. She took a deep breath, her strength returning. Marcus, you stayed, even when the danger was immense. I will never forget this. Marcus put a hand on her shoulder. You don't owe me anything. All that matters is that you're alive, that your core is safe, that we survived. Lyra's violet eyes softened. No, it's more than that. You gave me life, trust, hope, a chance to fight again. Her hands pressed against his chest gently, almost reverently. The bond, Marcus, it's real. I cannot describe it, but it's yours and yours alone. Marcus swallowed hard. And I choose you, your life, your trust. I'll protect it, always. A silence fell over the canyon, broken only by distant thunder. Outside, the storm clouds parted slightly, revealing a pale blue sky. The light reflected off her glowing core, painting the cave walls with a soft radiance. Lyra stepped forward, standing tall now, fully healed. She looked at Marcus, a fierce determination in her gaze. Marcus, from this moment, my core is yours to guide, and my strength is yours to share. Together, we face whatever comes next. Marcus nodded, holding her hands tightly. Together. The storm receded further, leaving only the soft hum of a fully awakened core and the bond that had formed between human and alien. Lyra looked out toward the ridge. The battlefield was still dangerous, but they had survived. They had bonded. They had proven that even in the outermost corners of the galaxy, human courage and alien strength could forge something unbreakable. Marcus smiled faintly. What now? He asked. Lyra placed a glowing hand against his chest. Now, we move forward. Together, nothing can break this bond. And with that, human and alien walked side by side through a clearing storm, ready to face whatever new dangers awaited them. Stronger, wiser, and forever connected by the core that only trust, courage, and humanity could unlock. The canyon fell silent, but their story had only just begun.